Have you ever seen someone being underestimated, so quietly, so completely that the world forgot they even existed until the moment they stunned everyone? Stay till the end because this story will make you believe in yourself again. And if it touches your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because sometimes one small act of faith can change everything. It was a rainy Monday morning when Evelyn cleaned the glass walls of the company boardroom, humming softly under her breath. She was just the janitor, the quiet woman everyone overlooked. Her uniform was faded, her shoes squeaked, and her hair was always tucked behind her ears. To most employees, she was invisible, a shadow in the background of their high-speed corporate world. But there was something about her eyes, calm, intelligent, almost watchful, that made her different, though no one cared enough to notice. Upstairs, the Billionaire CEO, Adrian Holt, was packing by the window. He was one of those men who carried power like a second skin, tall, sharp-suited, with a reputation for breaking competitors and winning in everything from board meetings to charity auctions. Yet inside, Adrian felt empty. His father had built the company, his success was inherited, and his victories always felt predictable. He craved something real, something he couldn't buy or control. That day, fate handed it to him. Adrian had just finished an exhausting board presentation when he walked into the break room and saw Evelyn quietly setting up a mop bucket. A few junior executives were joking, half watching her as she worked. One of them said, "She's always humming like she's thinking about something, but she doesn't even know what German chess is." Adrian smirked. "German chess?" he asked. "It's this advanced version of chess, sir," another executive said, chuckling. "Double-layered board, more strategy, it's what geniuses play." "Is that so?" Adrian said, glancing at Evelyn. "Tell me something," he asked her suddenly, his tone playful but edged. "Do you play chess?" Evelyn froze, gripping her mop. "A little, sir," she said quietly, avoiding his gaze. The executives laughed. "A little," one repeated. "She probably means checkers." But Adrian wasn't laughing. Something in her voice caught his attention. It wasn't defensiveness or embarrassment, it was calm confidence. "A little," he repeated thoughtfully. Then with a spark of mischief he said, "All right then, let's make this interesting. I'll challenge you to a game German chess tomorrow evening. If you win, I'll double your yearly salary. If I win, you'll clean my office for a month without help." The room erupted in gasps and chuckles. Evelyn hesitated, wiping her hands on her apron. "I can't play for money, sir," she said softly, "but if I win, you'll have to promise something else." "Oh," Adrian tilted his head, "and what's that?" "You'll start a scholarship program for the janitor's children," she said, meeting his eyes for the first time. "Most of them can't afford education." The laughter stopped. Adrian blinked, taken aback not by her boldness but by the way she said it, calmly, sincerely, like she believed it could happen. He smiled faintly. "Deal." The next evening, the entire top floor of Holt Industries buzzed with anticipation. A janitor challenging the CEO to German chess. It sounded like something out of a movie. Cameras from employees' phones were ready, social media whispers had started, and even the board members stayed late just to witness it. Evelyn arrived quietly, wearing the same faded uniform, but her eyes were steady. Adrian, in contrast, wore a crisp black suit, confident and composed. The game began on the double-tiered chessboard, 2 levels, mirrored pieces, and twice the complexity of normal chess. At first, Adrian dominated. He opened aggressively, capturing pieces and smirking slightly with each move. "You can still back out, Evelyn," he said. But Evelyn didn't reply. Her moves were slow, deliberate, like she was hearing music only she could understand. She made sacrifices that looked reckless, moves that confused everyone. The spectators whispered. "She's losing," someone muttered. What did she expect? Half an hour passed. Adrian leaned back, clearly in control. Then Evelyn made a single move, a quiet, almost invisible shift of a knight between the boards. Adrian frowned, staring. 10 minutes later, he realized what she'd done. It wasn't just clever, it was brilliant. Her move had turned his entire upper board into a trap. Every move he made only tightened the noose. "Impossible," he murmured. But it was. With calm precision, Evelyn checkmated him. The room went silent. For the first time in years, Adrian Holt, the man who never lost, was defeated by a janitor. The executives stared in disbelief. Evelyn rose slowly, her eyes kind. "It's just a game," she said quietly, "but sometimes people forget that everyone has a mind worth respecting." Adrian stood up, looking at her with something he hadn't felt in years, humility. "Who are you?" he asked. She hesitated. Before I cleaned floors, she said softly, I taught mathematics and logic in a small college overseas. My husband got sick and I came here for the medical bills. That hit him harder than the loss itself. He looked around the room where his staff stood ashamed of their laughter. The scholarship program starts tomorrow, he said firmly, and Evelyn, I want you on my research team. The employees gasped again. Evelyn's hand flew to her mouth. Sir, No arguments, he said gently. You saw what none of us did. Intelligence doesn't wear suits, it lives where it's needed most. Months passed. The story of the janitor who beat the CEO went viral online, but for Adrian it was never about public image again. Under Evelyn's guidance, the scholarship program funded over 100 children. The company culture transformed, respect, empathy, and humility became their new motto. One evening, after another long day, Adrian found Evelyn sitting by the same window she used to clean. She looked peaceful. You know, he said, you didn't just beat me that day, you taught me something. What's that, sir? He smiled. That true intelligence doesn't shout, it just quietly wins. She laughed softly, and that even the powerful can change. He nodded, especially them. As they sat there, watching the sunset reflect off the glass, the office below buzzed with life, people no longer divided by status but by shared purpose. Evelyn's story became a symbol of hope for anyone who'd ever been underestimated, forgotten, or unseen.